Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know I've been gone for quite some time now, a good few years, um, and I want to start by addressing that directly. I haven't stopped posting videos because I ran out of ideas or because I quit or lost belief. I've stopped posting because I've been building something that's required everything I have. And for a long time, building has come before documenting. The last couple of years have narrowed my life in a big way. When you actually decide to start building something, and not actually just plan about it or talk about it, your focus tightens. There's not 10 directions you can go into anymore. There's only one. And for me, that's meant Copa. Fewer distractions, less noise, less time talking about what I want to do, and more time spent actually doing it. Content just became secondary. Not because it's not important, but because nothing can come before the work. There are seasons where sharing everything makes sense, and there are seasons where you need to kind of put your head down and execute. And this has definitely been one of those seasons. For me, building hasn't meant conferences or big stages, it's meant driving. I've driven well over 100,000 miles in the last few years here, and I haven't even left the state of New Jersey. It was just liquor store to liquor store, one case at a time, one handshake at a time, and one tasting at a time to make sure this product sells. Day after day, same routes, same conversations, explaining the product, hearing no so many times that it just becomes some sort of background noise, making the necessary adjustments in my pitch, and coming back again. There really are no shortcuts. I haven't had a weekend in years. And honestly, at this point, I can't imagine what a normal weekend looks like. Not because I have to, but because I choose to, and that's what's necessary. I think there's a huge disconnect online between talking about building something and actually showcasing what's required in building something real. Most real building isn't exciting. It's very repetitive, it's mentally heavy. It's a lot of moments that don't make for good content in the moment. It's sitting with pressure that nobody else sees, making calls that there's no right answer to, at least no clear right answer. And it's carrying a lot of responsibility that doesn't shut off when this camera does. Most of the hardest parts don't translate well into real time content, but that's where the most valuable lessons are. And at some point, something clicked for me. The work itself is the story, not the highlight reel, not the recap once everything's safe, but in the pressure, the uncertainty, and the decisions while they're actually happening. I don't want to talk about this once it's safe. I want to talk about it while I'm still in it, while the decisions still matter, and while the outcomes are not guaranteed. So this channel is different now, and I think it's important I explain why. When I first started recording on YouTube years ago, it wasn't about building a brand. It was about capturing life in the moment, friends, hobbies, experiences. And when my dad passed, I realized something that stayed with me. I don't have many videos of him. I remember hearing stories from him. I could hear stories from his friends, but I don't see him. I can't watch him. And that's always something that's been in the back of my mind. For the last few years, my life has been work, fulfilling work, but work nonetheless. And this has been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Not because it's tragic or because it's hopeless, just because it consumes everything I have financially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. It consumes all of my time. but by choice. Lately, I've been thinking about the future, and I've thought about how cool would it be for my kids one day to have the ability to watch videos of my life and not just hear about it or hear glimpses and stories, but actually be able to watch what it took to build it, not just the outcome, not just the wins, but the uncertainty, the sacrifice, and the emotions in real time. It's easier to talk about growth once you're standing on higher ground. It's easier to explain lessons once the pressure's gone. But the real growth happens in the stress, in the uncertainty, and in the work. So that's what this channel is now. It's me documenting the work. It's documenting what it actually takes to build a beverage company, what it takes to build an alcohol beverage company with no real resources, no background, and no connections. You know, my grandpa always said that I've got more balls than brains. And every day that goes by, I realize that he may be right. So this channel is not going to be showing how great things are. This channel is about documenting what it actually takes to build something great. I'm not here to teach from the mountaintop. I'm still climbing, but this is the work.